In this video, we go searching for rare winter visitors in my home county. We find some incredible birds along the way, including one that I've been searching for years. As we explore a frozen canyon trail, we come across one of my favorite encounters while birding ever. Come with me on this journey and let's see what birds we can find. We woke up just as the sun was peeking over the horizon and headed towards our destination, a massive wildlife area in Cache County, Utah. The views were absolutely stunning, and the first bird we picked up was this belted kingfisher perched along the barbed wire fence. This one is a male, as it lacks the orangish breast that the females have. Further down the path we spotted a northern harrier, although for some reason I couldn't really get this one to look at me, and it refused to turn around for us. Just overhead, a pair of Canada geese flew by. I had a feeling this was going to be a great day of birding. What's up everybody, back with another video, and I'm here with Daxton again. And we've actually been out here for a little bit, and you've seen some of the birds that we've seen to start off the morning. But now we're at a bridge. And apparently in the past at this bridge has been an American barn owl, which would be a new bird for Cache County. Today is all about chasing some of these rare winter visitors. Now there's some that are possible, there's some that are going to be extremely difficult, and there's some that are going to be near impossible. But we're going to try to get these birds. All of them are going to be difficult. Right now we're looking for American tree sparrow, which is possible, and American barn owl, which is possible, and then maybe long-eared owl, and that one's pretty close to impossible. So let's see what birds we can find today, and I'll keep you updated. Despite very cold conditions, this American coot didn't have any trouble finding thawed water. The coot flushed, and we found out why quickly as a bald eagle soared through the air above. Coots are one of the bald eagle's favorite snacks, and this one did not want to become breakfast for this young bird. We've been checking out this bridge over here where the barn owl's typically been hanging out, and at least in the fall, no sign of it today, unfortunately. I suppose it could still be there, but we really, looked for it. That's just gonna be a bird that I'll probably just run into randomly one evening as I'm driving home from a birding trip. Really beautiful out here. There's water, beautiful, tall cattails, not Phragmites, which is so interesting to see. That's what should be here. Phragmites are an invasive plant. But we're gonna head back on this trail. We still have chances to see American tree sparrow, which is our second target of being here. Our next spot's gonna be even harder than this one. So not looking super optimistic, but you never know what you're gonna find in birding. We could find something even crazier, so stick with me. Let's see what we get.
The right bill and
Pipit.
a little bit of black in the tail, seems like.
Cool.
So.
Not a tree sparrow, but a pipit. All right, so we didn't get completely skunked here. In fact, we found an incredible species that I've only filmed once here on the channel before, and that's the American tree sparrow. Yes, that was probably our main target, and yes, that's probably the easiest bird. None of these birds are actually easy, but that's probably the easiest bird out of all of them on our list for the day, and we got it. So one bird knocked off the list, absolutely incredible. And I got decent footage of the bird as well. They're kind of skittish, and they were kind of tucked deep into the bushes back here, but we still picked it up nonetheless. So that's also a new county bird, number 206 out of our 250 goal for the county. So new county bird, knocked off the list. Let's try to go get this screech owl and see what else we can find today. Yeah, just a 12-point turn.
Yeah.
Is that a cat out there?
Right there. Freaking cat.
So we attempted to find redpolls down that dirt road, but that was always a long shot. We cut our losses and headed to the next location. All right, so now we're at a cemetery in northern Utah, very small cemetery, and we're looking for a western screech owl. We did find the cavity that it's normally hanging out in, or sometimes hanging out in, and it wasn't there. And we checked the other cavity that it sometimes hangs out in, and it also wasn't there. What I did get on camera though is a black-billed magpie, so that's pretty cool. And now we're just walking along the cemetery, along the tree line, seeing if we can find anything interesting. Something cool about cemeteries is, one, because a lot of people visit them, but also because they have trees. Sometimes really cool birds show up at cemeteries. So we're hoping today is one of those sometimes, and we get something interesting. Here at the cemetery, we did not end up finding the western screech owl, unfortunately, obviously. But I did get a ruby-crowned kinglet on camera. That's a bird that's very difficult to film. Obviously, I got one on the 1st of January, but we didn't get it on camera. So this one merits the first of year stamp because it's the first time featured on the channel this year. Really awesome to see that bird. Still, I'm ecstatic about those American tree sparrows, of course. I've only filmed them once ever, and getting it in my home county, a rare sparrow species, is awesome, as always. We're gonna head up the canyon a little bit. There hasn't been hardly any snow in Utah this year, which is really scary, but it allows us to drive up high and see if we can find some high elevation birds. Stay with me, there's more birds to come. All right, so awesome spot just out the window here. Up on this telephone pole is a merlin. Not a bird that I see normally or hardly ever. I see them annually, but like once or twice, just because it's hard to find some of these falcons sometimes. Merlin on the list, great views as well. Got some photos for the eBird. We're up Logan Canyon. There's a lot more snow up here and ice as well, so I'm trying not to slip as I talk to you guys. The goal at this hotspot is to just find some high elevation species that we haven't seen so far this year. Townsend solitaire would be amazing. A Seller's jay would be unlikely, but possible. Mountain chickadees as well would be a good thing to see. So as we walk down this path and I try not to slip, let's see what birds we can find. American dippers might be on this river as well. I'd be shocked if we didn't see or hear at least one. Yeah, let's see what's out here. We struggled to keep our balance on the ice, and let me be frank, ice is my least favorite thing on the planet right now. Luckily, with enough friction and heat, it will always melt. Picked up a new bird for Cache County and a new bird for the year. A golden eagle soaring over the canyon wall up here. Took us a minute to figure out because it's so far away up there. It's so hard to see, to pick out details, but luckily with the camera, we were able to get it to catch the light. You can see its golden mane, its big, long, broad wings, a little bit of stubby head. Yeah, golden eagle up there. It was also getting mobbed by a Clark's nutcracker. Unfortunately, I don't think I got that on camera, but those birds are so cool. Mountain corvid, essentially. So some good birds so far here, just trudging through the snow, and we'll see what else we can find. Just had one of my favorite encounters of 2026 already. We heard an American dipper calling just on the river, so we walked over to the bank, trudged through the snow, and it was right, like impossible to see. Daxton picked it out finally with his binoculars, but it was right on the bank, and it's singing, and unfortunately you can't really hear it singing because the river's so loud, so I probably won't put the audio in, but its eyelids are closing. You can see that translucent eyelid that it has. It's pure white, and it just looks awesome. I got some photos with its eyelids completely closed, and it's like the most colorful part of the American dipper. Absolutely incredible bird. Like I mentioned before, these little tiny songbirds, they swim in raging rivers like this. So incredible to see this bird at such close range. It was not afraid of us at all, and definitely one of the highlights of this canyon hike. Still mesmerized by those views of the dipper, we enjoyed one last look at the frozen river before us before heading down the canyon to our next location. Of course, we had to make a quick stop at First Dam, my favorite local park with a pond. The hooded mergansers were still hanging out and showing off their beautiful crests for all to see. These birds are awesome, and I've been very fortunate to see them here for the last 3 winters. This male common merganser also stood out in the incredible light. I love their pinkish orange bill next to their dark green heads. They're just absolutely beautiful birds. Not far behind it was a female common merganser as well. Fun fact, but common mergansers will all have orange heads like this during the non-breeding season. So the orange-headed mergs aren't always the female. Thanks to Daxton for pointing that out to me. One of the most subtly beautiful ducks, a gadwall, glistened in the afternoon light. These birds are absolutely beautiful once you pay attention to all the little details. And of course, finally we had the Barrow's golden eyes. I really take these for granted having them so close to home, as I've never seen them anywhere else in Utah. So we made a brief stop at First Dam, as you just saw, and now we're walking something called the Canal Trail. One of our last targets of the day is the Woodhouse's scrub jay. This is more of a mid-tier possibility. Not likely like any of the rest of these, and of course we've only found one target the entire day today. Went into it very optimistic, but that's what you kind of have to do while birding. We did, however, get our first of the year on camera, yellow-rumped warbler over here in the parking lot, so did not come out of this empty-handed. We did pick up a new bird for you guys for the year. So we're going to continue down the Canal Trail a little bit further. Obviously Woodhouse's scrub jay would be incredible, but California quail is also a bird that we struggle to find in Cache County, but they are on this trail, and I've only seen them here once when I was walking out of class on campus. Yeah, let's head down this trail, see what other birds we can find. It's been an incredible day regardless. We got an American tree sparrow. Sometimes you walk away completely skunked from birding, and we didn't, so I'll take that. Continuing down the path, a song sparrow jutted out from the brambly bushes. My favorite sparrow, the dark-eyed junco, foraged for food on the ground. These little birds often drop down to lower elevations in the winter, but this year in Utah they probably could have stayed high up due to the lack of snow. Walking down this canyon trail, at least that's what it's called here. This is the first time I've ever been on this trail, and I've been here for nearly 3 years now, and this is wonderful. There's trees on one side, a neighborhood on the other. Just picked up a new bird for the year, Townsend's solitaire, down here in the neighborhood. We actually went up in elevation to find that bird, and Daxton saw one, and I did not get eyes on it, but I just got mine right back here beyond the fence. We're gonna make our way back to the car. This might be the end of the adventure, but I'll let you know if I see anything else, so stay tuned, and then we'll wrap up this video. We finished the day with this American kestrel. As always, thank you so much for joining me on this journey. I hope to see you all next time on Broad-Eyed Birding.